This is general advice and my opinions only. CFDs are high risk, past performance isn't reliable. I may be long or short CFDs and stocks mentioned. Content may contain language that offends some viewers. LEVRD operates as corporate authorised representative 001318377 under AFSL 548573. You can find our financial services guide via the LEVRD website link in the show notes.
Righto, bag holders and stop loss haters, let's bloody get into it. This tonight, maybe we'll know more about this bloody war. Oh, maybe. Anyway, we'll give the update. I reckon Trump's just going to strangle these bastards until they've got no money because he's shut off all their oil. I'll get into what's going on. Let's commodity price update. What have we got? Everything's a bit stagnant. Brent oil was back up. Bloody gold oil's Brent crude sitting at about $95. Gold's back up, and it was in the 4,700. It's back into the 48.20s. Copper sitting at $5.99 a pound, so pretty flat. Coal was pretty flat. Nothing. Spodumene had a good bit of a rip. 26.40, up 3.9% overnight. So spodumene is holding up bloody well. Thermal coal was down 1.7%. Uranium still sitting at 86.50. Nickel at 8.18 a pound. So nickel's having a bit of a surge as well. The majors overnight. MP Materials was up 8%. Cameco was up 3%. Alcoa up 1.5%. Would have got ExxonMobil a pretty flat 1%. Freeport flat. Goldies were down a bit. Barrick down 1%. Newmont down 1.3%. Newmont's probably sounded positive. Cadia, no significant damage to Cadia. Sounds like they're resuming operations there, so it doesn't look like that it was that earthquake, even though it was freaking huge at Cadia. It doesn't sound like it sustained damage like it did friggin' last time. I think it was 2017 or something when it just took out the whole crusher area. So good news for everyone at Cadia. Now, Trump-Iran update. One of his latest Truth Social posts, the Iranian leadership has forced hundreds of ships towards the United States, mostly Texas, Louisiana and Alaska, to get their oil. Thank you very much. Probably part of the plan the whole time. So the North American refineries would be laughing the amount of oil they'd be selling. So pretty much the crux of it, they're supposed to be meeting tonight, but it sounds like it's high. From what he says, big Trumpster, highly unlikely Iran ceasefire will be extended if no deal is reached. So JD Vance and the crew are heading to Islamabad tonight for further peace talks. Unsure if anyone from Iran is even turning up to these. And Trump says it's costing them $500 million a day while US is blockading the Strait entrance. And it sounds like this, the bloke that's pulling the strings is this IRGC leader, Ahmad Vahidi. Sounds like someone off bloody Homeland. Sounds like it's not the negotiators, which is what was expected, what I mentioned yesterday. It's the head of the IRGC since they killed the main leader, and this other apparent leader, either he's injured or dead, the son, but this IRGC guy is he's the main man now. And Trump is adamant that if they don't sign the deal, they'll re-bomb the crap out of them. Bridges, power plants, bloody everything. So that Ahmad Vahidi, bloody big fella, if you want to live, stay inside, because I reckon Trump will be after him. It sounds like if he shoots him, he's sorted. So who knows what is about to happen tonight. Based on, he's bombed one bridge, Trump, but to take out it sounds like he wouldn't even have to take out power plants and bridges and everything. Like, it sounds like choking the oil off Iran's just going to send the country into absolute poverty. So that could just keep going on. So we'll know more tonight. Iran's holding strong, thinking that the US is the political side will come into play and they'll end up not bombing everyone and try to get the oil prices down. But maybe oil in the $80 is bloody good for US. So I paid $1.80 a litre yesterday. So fuel prices have come down. That was unleaded. And if US is selling shitloads more oil, Who knows? That might be boosting the economy and the oil price. Who knows? We'll know more tonight. But US are holding pretty strong, and Iran, whether they mentally cave, they might financially cave by the looks of this. So, okay, West African Resources, D-Day. So, I'll be interested to see how this trades, and I assume it'll be down a bit. But Burkina government to acquire 25% of Kiaka for Australian 175 million. So, 175 million for an additional 25%. So now it'll be a 60-40 split for Kiaka, 60 to WAF, 40 to the government. They aim to distribute the cash proceeds from this to shareholders by way of a special dividend. It's set to be completed by the end of this calendar year, and Sanbrado and Toega are not subject to the additional participation. So, what do I think? Well, I think it's positive because it could have been 25% for nothing. They could have given them 10 goats or something for 25%. So the fact that they're actually paying for it, I think, is a bonus. I think the 25%, look, it could have been 35%. Which they initially talked about. I know, as I mentioned yesterday, Argonaut had 15% baked in to give away for nil consideration, so 25% for 175 million. Their comment this morning was they didn't think it was going to affect the Kiaka NAV materially. So I guess now this overhang is gone and they know what's going on with Kiaka, and they can bake it into the brokers can bake it into the models. Hopefully it is a positive for the stock, but I'll be interested to see how it's performed today. We'll see on the open in a minute. So I'm taking that, considering I held the position going into this, risky. I'm thinking this is a positive. I'm taking this as a positive because I feel it could have been a lot worse. Could have been 35% for nothing, and they just took it off them. So they did talk about they were trying to get like some long-term plans together to, work together instead of having to sell this thing, but it doesn't look like that happened. So, yeah, sounds like this will be done by the end of the year. Their quarterly's coming out. They mentioned they're going to have a record cash position. So I'm taking it as a win, to be honest. So, yes. Anyway, quarterlies, plenty of shitloads going on at the moment. Fucking hell, this market open at 8 o'clock and doing school lunches. Tell you what. Yancoal, quarterly come out. Bit of a soft quarter as predicted. So you can just see quarter on quarter, the ROM coal production down from 14.1 to 11.3. Saleable coal production down from 10.4 to 9 million tonne. And I think it's they've prioritised overburden removal for Q1, which I think was expected. They're maintaining guidance, but said costs will be at the upper end due to the higher diesel prices. They had some cyclone disruptions for their Queensland assets, and I guess the coal price upside that we're seeing at the moment, they're expecting that to flow through to next quarter due to the shipment timing, so hence the realised price was lower. Minor disruptions of diesel supply, but they've talked about the contingencies they've got in place if it does become an issue, as in reducing fleet activity, slowing overburden removal and changing the mine plan. So that is worst case scenario. They're not saying they're doing that, but they're saying if the diesel becomes an issue, that's what's going to happen. But I am tipping that Trump's going to sort this out and the US will just end up selling all to the rest of the world. So cash of 2.01 billion, down from 2.13. So I'll be interested to see how this stock trades going forward too. Energy was off a lot yesterday, but integration, this Kestrel deal, that's a big humdinger. They're now going to be Australia's second biggest coal producer, and they're going to have a good chunk of met. They were a thermal coal producer, and they've got a big chunk of met coming in from Kestrel, which, from what it says, is Australia's largest underground coal mine. So, the landscape and the view of Yancoal is a bit different now with the whole met market. So, and integration's going to be a big thing. So, from what I see, I think Blackwater and Dornier for Whitehaven integrated pretty well Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. So it'd be interesting to see how quick and seamless the integration of Kestrel will be into the Yancoal business now that they're levered up a bit more. Levered up, that's the way. So we'll be watching it. I think it's back down into the 6 buckaroos. So next cab off the rank, Lynas, solid quarter. NdPr production just a tiny bit below 2,000 tonne. So that was up 42% quarter on quarter, but 7% lower than consensus. But their sales were a lot above consensus. So their cash, they're sitting at... closing cash, 1.07 billion, up from 1.03 billion, so positive cash flow for the quarter. And they've got a lot going on, like letter of intent with the US Department of War for rare earth oxide supply, framework agreement with that LS Eco Energy for the partnership for rare earth metals in Vietnam. They definitely established themselves as the ex-China rare earth supplier, so stock's nearly at all-time highs. So if I've got a view on rare earths, which I don't at the moment, stock's at all-time highs. All my mistakes have been buying things expensive instead of buying things cheap and just waiting. Waiting is not... I've figured out I'm not a fucking trader. I'm not a trader. The only edge I have is buying things cheap and holding for a long time, I've figured. So, time to be more patient, Matthew. Ora Banda, Golden Pole results, drilling. What do we got? Infill drilling confirms Golden Pole's mining potential. So what do we got? 3 metres at 44 grams, 11.3 at 10.5. So fucking good hits. 7 metres at 16.9, 5 at 20.3. You fire up the Canetoad. Why keep talking about this when I can fire up the Toad? Why do I even bother? Just fire up the Toad, Matt. Have a fucking look for yourself. Here we go. Look at the bloody. This is the golden pole off to the side here. Look, you can just see one part of the Davier's tenement, how much frickin' drilling's been done in this area. We fire up the 3D, so you can have a look at the pole out the side here. So you can see these existing pits here, obviously a bit of a different ore body. So because you've got 0.09, that's like mineralised. It's more like I don't know, stop trying to talk geology, Matt, but it's not as high-grade lens. So, and you've got Golden Pole off the side here with the high-grade nuggets. So, there we go. What do we got? 10.5 grams there. And you can see the gap in Golden Pole in the middle here. That's where the existing Golden Pole underground is. So, you just want to see, okay, are we open at depth? We're open at depth down here. There was a tiny hit down here. Where is the opportunity? Deepest hole, 1.5 grams at 1 metres. So is that going to continue? 32.9 at 1 metre there, but is it? It says it's open at depth. We look at the 2D. Let me show you. Oh, no, I don't even have the 2D because I don't need it. So, just another sensational use of the Toad from a non-geological perspective. Imagine if you had geological perspective. The Toad will change your life. Get the Toad. Get the 1 month free in the show notes. You're just bloody bad not to. The Toad are offering free Toad. Get your free Toad. 1 month free as an investor. Use the code in the show notes. Right. Untoad that. I don't want to be untoaded. So, let's get back to the crux of it. Effectively, Wahi looks like the third mine that Ora Banda are going to produce. Big open pit. Golden Pole looks like a potential underground, high-grade underground. So plenty happening there. They've had a good quarter. Waiting for the mill expansion. What they're going to do there. If they're going to bootstrap it, are they going to get debt? With the free cash they're generating, like, God, swear, and the incentive that Luke Cray has with his shareholding to not dilute if he can bootstrap that, he's going to be a bloody rich man. So I think that's what they'll be trying to do. So plugging away. Big, if they can consistently produce free cash from an underground that is not super high grade, but is high-ish grade. It's not Gwalia grades or anything. It's hard work. It's hard work. It's going to be bloody job well done, I reckon. So Rox Resources, bit more drilling. Rox have got some high drill results outside of their mine plan. So it looks like they got, because they just cross-cut the ore, first bit of ore in United North, the first decline they're chucking in. So, and they've got, what have they got? 5 metres at 14 grams, 15 metres at 3 grams. So this is sort of some upper level potential early ore that is outside of their current mine plan. So things are progressing there by the sounds. 1,200 metres of development completed to date. They've just exposed the historic mining portal in the main pit. So that's a big job to dewater the main side, the you and me main. And they're going to continue drilling United North to see what other ounces they can get that aren't in the DFS. So Rox ticking along, waiting for financial close on the debt, probably in Q3. FID's been announced. Hopefully see some bloody big bits of concrete getting poured there soon. Astral, mineral resource update. So we're down in the Kambalda district here. Mandilla, been around for a while. Astral is reminding me of Magnetic a bit. They've got ounces, not as high grade as Magnetic, but been around a while. Magnetic was around for a while, it was just sitting there, then Genesis took them. So Astral is reminding me a bit of that. They've got a DFS underway. They've now got 2 million ounces in their total mineral resource, which is part like Mandilla, but then they've got Fayetteville as well and Spargoville. Yeah, Spargoville, Mandilla and Fayetteville. So it's not, Mandilla's not super high grade, but 1.7 million ounces at 1 grams for a big pit. So it can be done. And they're in the district around a lot of players such as Goldfields and West Gold. And there's a lot of smaller plays around there as well. So you look at the chart, they raised 65 mil at 20 cents, so they're trading below the offer at the moment. They've pulled back a lot in this period. DFS is underway. They've got 73 in the bank, 342 mil market cap. They've got the JV with MMS for Think Big, so that's going to be finalised in the June quarter. So it's just one of those ones that they get forgotten about because they're in the study phase, but you just never know if someone will just come up and snap them up. Unsure. Now, my favourite area, North Queensland copper. Carnaby is drilling. North Queensland is heating up. 3,000 metre RC drilling program commences at Greater Duchess. So as you can see here, they open at depth. They've got pit outlines. Carnaby's been around a while. I think it's about 160 mil market cap, but it is starting to happen in North Queensland. And if copper's going to become a bloody thing, this North Queensland area could really get interesting with the potential Indonesian buys. You got Harmony Gold up there. You've got obviously Mount Isa Mines, Glencore. Will AIC look to inorganically expand their footprint? It's getting interesting. Don't hold Carnaby. Don't hold True North. Hold Breakthrough. I'm in early on Breakthrough. Breakthrough's like a 28 mil market cap. That's like half the price of a Steve Parsons shell, and it's got friggin' 200,000 tonne of copper in it. So maybe the best thing for me would be if Steve Parsons come on as a substantial. Or Firefly. Firefly could expand their North American copper portfolio into Australia and start and have a second geographic location for their copper, i.e. North Queensland, starting with Breakthrough Minerals. Who knows? That's just pie in the sky thinking, of course. Equities update. Breakthrough, that's a bloody missing a decimal place there. That dropped to bloody 17.5 cents yesterday. WAF probably going to get hammered on the open there. Bright Star ticking along, 41.5, 42. The Liontown IGO pairs going my way. IGO had a bit of a drop yesterday, so that's about $3,000 up that hedge. So, and no other changes. Still waiting for me call options to see if gold does something this week. Otherwise, I've lost me fucking premium. So anyway, we'll wait and see. But need some volatility on gold will bring them into play. I know if it just gets above 5,000, I'm laughing. It's sitting at friggin' 48. It's just doing nothing at the moment. So not much movement yesterday. 123 was sitting at down 1.7. WAF's probably going to hurt me today. I'm about to find out. Let's have a bloody look.
3, 2, 1, let's fire!
Oh, geez, I'm running late, girls. Sorry. What do we got? God, kids are going to be late for school. WAF only down 1%. So not too bad. Down 1.4. Right, so that's all right. Bright Star at 1.2. I think I'm at neutral here. This is all right. This is all right. Bright Star up 1.2. Liontown up 1.79. What's IGO? 1.12. Liontown outperforming again. You beauty. Talk pretty flat. New Murchison flat. Medallion down 1%. Phoenix up 1.49. Kaiser Reef down 2. Kaiser Reef killing me. Killing me. Right. Across the screen. Quickly. Oh, God, I haven't even made school lunches yet. Fucking shit, father. Ora Banda up $1.5, $1.58. Any moves on the goldies? Not really. Pretty boring. What's Lynas done on the back of the quarter? Oh, Jesus Christ. Rare Earths bloody flying. Veritas up 20%. Brazilian Rare Earths up 10%. Lynas is actually down 3%. But Rare Earths are frickin' flying. Lindian up 7%. Lithium. What's happening in lithium? Not heaps. Pretty flat on lithium. What's happening in the interesting pile? What's the biggest mover? Come on, give me. Come on. Many Peaks up 5%. That continues to go up. Mika Metals still at 15, up 3%. Nothing too much happening there. Nickel, Centaurus at 63.5. Copper, True North up 10%. Oh, interesting. BTC, North Queensland Copper. The rest of the copper's down. 29 Metals at 22 cents. Develop at 5.47, pretty flat. Silver, Boab had a bloody bit of news out with diesel supply. Not moving too much, up 1%. Nothing really flying too much. Uranium, what do we got? Peninsula is still in suspension with that little share sale issue. So that's in suspension, waiting on a court decision. Uranium's up a bit. Bannerman up 3%. NextGen up 2%. Lotus up 1.6%. Coal, energy. What is energy up to? Yancoal down 1.5%, back at 6.50. Whitehaven up 1%, but that's sub $8 now, 7.76. Righto, punters. I've got to go sort school lunches out and bloody be a father. I'm so shit. Righto, take it easy. I've fucking forgotten this so many times. Oh, worst person ever. Thank fuck Hewlett hasn't ripped me a new one. Thanks to the DOS sponsor, Canetoad. God, I had a bit of spit in my mouth. Canetoad AI. Show notes, 1 month free for Canetoad. You're bloody mad if you don't give it a run. Righto, cheers.